Hi, this is Backhand,
And this is Lousy.
and thanks for joining us. We've been drinking MMA. We're doing our predictions for UFC 284, Volkanovski versus Makhachev. This is the second fight on the main card. Justin Tafa versus Parker Porter. It's a heavyweight matchup. And I'm going with Justin Tafa, the local boy from Australia.
I'm going Tafa as well.
Yep.
He has power in his hands, and he's just a younger fighter versus an older fighter.
Doesn't he kind of remind you of Mark Hunt, bud?
Yeah, the way he just walks off when he does knock people out, it just 100% reminds me of Mark Hunt. Just throwing power, and he just knows what to do with it.
Yeah. I mean,
Parker Porter looks like a guy just walking straight off an oil rig into a UFC fight.
exactly right. Like he looks like a guy, and he even fights like that. He fights like a guy who just puts in like 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
He's like a hard worker, like an oil mechanic type guy.
And this is side hustle is UFC. Yeah.
I would actually, you know what? It'd be fun to ask Parker, like what is your job or what was your job, while you were starting MMA. And if I bet he would say, I worked in the oil business, sir.
Yeah.
And we'd say Lousy has been predicting lots.
I knew it.
I'll tell you, like predicting. Lousy not only predicts fights, but he also predicts what people do for a living. That's his specialty. He's just great at predicting all around. He's got special carny powers. All right, so
8-year difference.
8-year difference. You cannot ignore
power in his hands. Tafa's gonna win this fight, so Tafa for the win.
Good night. That's it. No. So Justin Tafa, he's 29 years old, like Lousy said. 8-year difference, age difference. Parker's 37, and he's showing it. In his last fight, he lost by submission to Almeida, but everybody does because Almeida's a giant freak of nature from Brazil, and he just takes people down and he has his way with them. But the second to last fight was a decision, so I got to really see a lot from him. It was against Alain Baudot, probably a French name, probably Canadian French. Anyways, doesn't matter where he's from. Parker looked okay in the fight. Parker likes to throw. First of all, Parker Porter and Justin Tafa are both boxers. None of them throw kicks, so it's going to be a pure boxing fight.
Straightforward.
Yes,
Tafa is standing throw.
Yep.
Parker is lunge forward.
Yes, exactly.
Step, lunge forward.
Parker Porter literally fights like a oil. He used to work on an oil rig. You know, he really has that hardworking oil business blue collar style.
Don't mess with me. I'm going.
Doesn't throw with a lot of power. The thing is that Parker Porter actually has an advantage as far as they both very similar reach. Height is again 6 feet, so right dead on again. But the difference is that Parker Porter has a 6.5 landed strikes per minute, and Justin Tafa only has 5 landed strikes per minute. But it's a complete difference in the quality of strikes.
Yeah.
And this is why we're both going with Tafa, and we're very confident. Even though it's a pick'em fight, it's really close on the odds. We both think Tafa because why? Because both of them are boxers. Both of them like to come forward. However, Porter does not counter, meaning Porter only comes forward. Whenever someone pressures Porter just kind of tries to get away but sloppily, and he doesn't really throw counters.
Every punch from Tafa has his purpose.
Exactly. If you back up Tafa will throw really crisp boxing, like a guy where you go, oh, that guy can street fight. You look at Porter and you'll say, I don't know if he'd be great in a street fight. He'd be a good guy to have as a bouncer or like a wrestler type guy, type of build and his striking, his punching.
Not on my list.
But Tafa looks like he will kill 10 people if they came after him. Like he'd kill it. He'd beat 10 on 1. He would kill them all.
Yeah.
One punch, everyone would get knocked out quickly.
That's right.
So that's the difference. Is Tafa's each punch that he throws in his punch combinations are gonna land crisp and hard, right? And Porter, he might throw a 3-punch combo, but Porter's combos, like 2 out of the 3 punches are basically like just weak. And the thing is that his age has a lot to do with it. We talked about Glover Teixeira last week versus Jamal Hill, that Glover was loading up on his punches.
It matters with his reaction, and we're talking about heavyweight fighters with throwing punches. I mean, just takes 1 punch.
Exactly.
Just reaction time matters.
So
Tafa for the win.
Yeah, Tafa for the win, man. Porter can back up Tafa, but Tafa can counter him. When Tafa goes forward and backs up Porter is not going to have the answers because his counters are almost non-existent because Porter's only comfortable going forward. So Porter is going to probably go forward and get really pieced up, really hurt by Tafa's clean counters. And Tafa's going to sit down on those punches and really make Porter pay.
It isn't my lock, but
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal fight. Both going with Tafa. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.